Now, I know I said I would never buy Tesla short position or puts, but oops. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Aaron. I post videos on stock market and investing. I've been investing in the stock market for going on 4 years now. And today we're going to be talking about why I think, in my personal opinion, Tesla is most likely never going to be a stable stock. And when I say a stable stock, I mean it's going to fluctuate a lot. I don't think it's going to be one of those that kind of creates a pattern, at least for the next couple years. I really don't think there's going to be too many patterns with Tesla, too many channels. I think it's going to be all over the place. If you take a look, for over the 3-year span, other than this right here in the last 6 months, Tesla has pretty much just stayed in this range, although it looks like a small range. However, this is like 20-30% moves right in here. And this is kind of what I think it's going to do pretty much throughout its whole life. I think the whole premise behind Tesla is solely speculation. There's really no way of knowing what Tesla stock is going to be at in 5 years from now. Tesla stock, I'm bullish on Tesla, and even I'll admit that Tesla stock could be at the same price it's at now in 5 years. Do I think that? No, not really. Could it happen? It's possible that it could happen. It's also possible that it could quadruple in size and be almost a $2,000 stock. So, nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. If they think they do, they're lying. They have absolutely no idea. And the reason that nobody knows is just because everything about Tesla, like I said, is speculation, and it can go. The deliveries in China, look at the deliveries in China. So now they're starting to ramp up production in China in the back half of 2019. In 2020, we have estimates of what we think it's going to be, but we have absolutely no idea of what the real numbers are going to be. Nobody has any idea what autonomous driving and all that kind of stuff is going to lead into the future. Autonomous driving is a great idea, and I do think it has huge potential. And I see a lot of people saying that we're going to see fully autonomous driving in the next 10 years or 15 years. And I don't know about that. Like I said, I am bullish on the stock. I do think it's going to happen at some time. But just like with EVs, I don't think we're going to see another transition into EVs as fast as people think. I do solely believe that it's going to happen. However, I think people are kind of jumping the gun and saying this is going to happen a little bit too fast. And the main reason I think this, now I could be wrong and I could just absolutely miss on my estimates of this. However, I personally believe that the reason that that's not going to happen is solely because that people are scared of change. There's going to be some people out there that don't want an electric vehicle. They don't want autonomous driving just because they're scared of it. They may not be scared of electric vehicles necessarily, but autonomous driving, they are scared of change in autonomous driving. I don't think that you're going to see in 10, 15, 20 years from now, people are going to be like, yes, okay, I'm 100% confident. Maybe 20 years, 15's pushing it, 10, I just don't see it at all. Now, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Tesla is growing. You hear all about their competition. Oh, what about the Audi e-tron and all these other electric vehicles that are supposed to stand up to the Tesla and the Tesla Model 3 and give the Model 3 a run for its money? They're all just big jokes. As of now, there's really no real competition. There is some competition, but Tesla, you think of EV, what's the first thing you think of? A Tesla. You don't think of, oh yeah, the Audi e-tron, yeah. No, you don't think of that. The real problem with Tesla is it's a battleground stock. Since it's so speculative and nobody knows where it's going to be, you have people on one side that love Tesla. They support Tesla all the way. They want it to go to the moon. You hear all that. Then you have people on the other side that absolutely despise Tesla and want it to burn. Why they would want an American company to burn, especially if they live in America, just doesn't really make much sense to me. They're hoping for failure. I don't really get that, but hey, they have their reasons, so that's all right. Everyone is just trying to make the stock go one way or another, and it's a consistent thing. And I honestly believe that I don't think that the Tesla Q community or whatever they're called is ever going to really go away. I personally think that they took a big hit here. However, I think that they will be back someday. And I mean, there's still tons of people that short this stock. Why you would ever short this stock is beyond me on the long-term outlook. I personally think that it is kind of a dumb idea, and you can only make 100% of your money compared to not shorting the stock and buying the stock. Then you can make an infinite amount of money. You can make as much as you want. So I'm not really sure why people short. And this is kind of why Tesla as a whole is probably not going to see ever a stable stock price, because there's consistently going to be that push and pull, and it's going to be in big movements too. You have that push and pull with other stocks, but this is the most shorted stock and has been the most shorted stock on the US market for a very long time. Now, in my opinion, I kind of think shorts burned themselves. And the reason that I'm going to say this and the reason I'm going to bring up is simply because they continued to bring out so much negative news and negative sentiment around it that it caused a lot of people who were kind of on the fence about Tesla to jump in and just because it was going down, be bearish. And I'm pretty sure that's why they started shorting it. And then what happened is the smart shorts got out at the bottom, or around 180 or 176 was the very low, 177 about. So the smart shorts got out and the other shorts that were greedy stayed in. And the main reason I think they burned themselves was just simply because as they were bringing the stock down and down and down and all those other shorts were coming in, they got the satisfaction, oh yeah, they're going to win. Like, it's over for Tesla. They started getting greedy, and more of the shorts, I think, started getting greedy. And once it started to rebound there, I think that they were like, okay, yeah, it's another position to add. It's another position to add. And then you had this whole month and a half where it just didn't really do anything. It kind of went down, maybe got a little bit more shorts in, maybe some more covered around here. And then right here is where a lot of the shorts didn't really know what to do, because they were thinking, okay, well, this stock's going to drop on earnings. It's going to be great. Earnings is going to be absolutely terrible. And earnings was not terrible. It was pretty much perfect, actually. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that so many of them were kind of just convincing themselves, and they just kept convincing others that the stock was really bad. And in turn, since the stock dropped so much, it caused a bunch of different hedge funds and people who actually love the stock to get in because it was at such a great value. As for the stock price, if you look, the lows were 177 again, and then you have the bounce here, which I think was smart shorts covering and people buying, realizing, okay, it's really not that bad. Then it comes down a little bit because of fears of delivery estimates and, all that bull crap. And then they realized delivery estimates weren't going to be too bad. And then honestly, on earnings, I even thought it was going to go down. I was not expecting earnings to be as good as it was. Earnings were much better. It was literally as perfect as it could get. And what that earnings caused was a massive short squeeze right here. You see, it went up 20% in one day. 20% right after the earnings came out. When I saw that, I was absolutely amazed, astonished. And then you see here, this is where the short squeeze happened and institutional investors buying. And then the shorts thought they had the upper hand here when it started to drop based off of deliveries. And then once the delivery news came out for Shanghai, it was all over. And then once Tesla broke through those 388 highs, all-time highs, it was pretty much over for shorts. So basically what you had, the reason that Tesla stock rose so much, in my personal opinion, is because you had so many people that were buying because they thought it was at a great value at the time. And then once it broke through, you had people that had the fear of missing out and FOMO and just kept driving the stock up and up and up. And there was so much buying pressure here. And then on top of that, you had people still that were shorting the stock being squeezed out and just like, okay, I can't lose any more money. Their stop losses were getting hit. Their margin calls. It was just a complete disaster for shorts. And if that wasn't enough, on top of that, you had a ton of momentum traders coming in, buying the stock, holding it for a couple weeks, riding the wave up, and then selling out at the top wherever they thought the top was. But majority of them were buying right after it broke through those 388. So right as it broke through those 388 highs, a lot of buying pressure from every direction was coming at the stock, just causing the price of the stock to rise and rise and rise because of all that pressure compared to almost no selling pressure. So guys, that is why I think, in my personal opinion, Tesla will most likely not have a stable stock price within the next couple years, and also why I think Tesla's stock price rose so much so fast. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like the video if you did. Comment down below on what you think about Tesla. If you're going to buy some more, if you think it may have a stable price, if you think I'm wrong, I would love to know. Also, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.